Hey, Bruce is with us now, Fox News contributor, independent Women's Voice president. All right, Tammy, let's have at it. I agree with Kim Strassel that what the Democrats are really rattled about is Bill Barr finding out how this whole thing got started in the first place.
Right. This has nothing to do with the Mueller report now. It has nothing to do with the Attorney General's persona or his legitimacy. They know, and this is what's troubling, their behavior indicates that they, in fact, know what he's going to find. And they already need to diminish how people view him. They'll fail because Mr. Barr, of course, has a great reputation for a reason. He clearly is in command when the American people see him. He clearly is working with a variety of information. He's going to be working with the Inspector General, Horowitz's information. He's exposed the fact that he's already assigned people who are already investigating. And what's troubling is that they anticipate, as they should, I guess whether it's criminal indictments or the revelation from not just from people like Comey on down, but many, many people, including, of course, remember, a great deal of this happening, if not most of it, during the Obama administration. Right. So they're ready for this windfall of information that they're terrified of.
They're
and
afraid
that
of the
should concern
truth.
Americans.
They're afraid of the truth, and
That's
the truth
correct.
is going to come out. Now, what do you make of this? I've got it in front of me here.
Yes.
The New York Times. This is a blockbuster article.
It
admits that the FBI sent an investigator posing as an assistant to meet with a Trump aide. They spied on the Trump campaign.
Yes, and the New York Times casts it as, looking for information. Well, now that we know, again, the dossier, of course, is false, the argument is here that, in fact, this was an effort to frame, to give a legitimacy to continue the spying, to not just look for information that they knew it wasn't there already. The dossier they were using was false. But, in fact, the argument is to frame them. So we have this, and the FBI, I think the New York Times also knows what's going to come out. And this isn't that they've suddenly seen the light. It appears to be something to cover themselves, to say what, because it would be kind of weird for them to not have covered any of this legitimately all this time. And now they know it's going to come out, and it's in a way a preemptive framework to say, we're finding this out too.
You know, Tammy, you and I are going to calm down for a couple of seconds, and then I'll get back to you in just a moment.
Okay, sounds good.
Really good stuff. Let's get to money, shall we? Look at the market go. These are the big gainers. This is big tech right there. Apple's at 2. Every single one of the big tech companies, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Alphabet, Microsoft, all on the upside, and very significantly so, too. I want to bring in now Bruce Bittles. He's Chief Investment Strategist at Baird's. Welcome to the show, Bruce. You're the first time on the show today. We'll give you deference, okay? All right. Now, let's talk about big tech, because I think you're a bit worried that big tech is a bubble. Tell me why.
Well, I'm not really worried about big tech being a bubble. I think certainly valuations have risen this year, but in relation to a bubble, you really don't know you're in a bubble ever until after the fact. So I think that's a moot question, really.
Okay, is there any reason you can think of why these big tech companies should come down significantly?
Well, I don't see any reason right now. Certainly when you look at the employment data this morning, and when you combine that with the extraordinary productivity numbers we saw for the first quarter, I think it's a very powerful combination, and that would not suggest any trouble for the stock market, at least anytime soon.
Oh, so you think we might, on a big picture basis here, we could go onward and upward even from here, because we're at all-time highs. More to come?
I think it's going to depend on how well earnings get translated in this economy. Certainly the economy is growing probably at a moderate pace. And it all depends how much to the bottom line the companies can bring those profits in terms of revenue. Now, what we're concerned about is margin contraction. If we don't see that, then I think the market can go considerably higher.
Okay, what's your forecast, though? I mean, should I go out? Look, everybody knows it. I got a little bit of Microsoft. Should I go and buy some more?
Well, I think you can buy more Microsoft at a certain point in time. Now, the market's up, almost 16, 17, 18% since the first of the year. Nothing goes in a straight line. And we've had a lot of good news recently. And perhaps we're going to get a China-U.S. trade deal also in the next couple of weeks. But I think this summer the market would probably likely to consolidate the gains we've seen this year. And our forecast has been that the fourth quarter of 2019 would probably be the best quarter for the markets.
Whoa, well, that's okay. Well, Bruce, that was a fine first performance on Varney and Company. If you're not careful, you'll come back. Bruce Biddles. Hey, thanks very much for joining us, sir. We do appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I want to go back to Tammy, and I want to talk Facebook. You're the ideal person to talk about this. They banned accounts of several political figures that they consider dangerous. Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, Louis Farrakhan as well. My problem with all of this is, who defines hate speech? I don't trust Facebook to define hate speech.
Yes, and of course, this is what they've been doing, and they've been doing it in the past in a kind of a covert way by shadow banning people and trying to maneuver it and manipulate it to control and stop certain conversations. At least now they're having to do it in the open, right? At least they're doing that. But it's a reminder that when you've got a private company that is not deemed to be a publisher, if you will, and they've got controlling so much of our national conversation, that this is the danger. So we've got to make a determination. If they're going to be not a publisher, not under the same rules of the FCC about the nature of what you say and if you're controlling information and content, but then they're still banning people alternately only allowing certain kind of speech, then the government has got to look at this to say, well, how is this affecting our national conversation? Who is going to make these determinations? What is fair and what is not? Because right now, obviously, you've got social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, which Facebook owns, controlling this kind of conversation. I think this is where the danger is. In all honesty, I did not follow those individuals. I'm not going to miss them. There can be a toxic environment that's created, but you can also control who you follow, what that environment is for you personally. And that's the other issue. It's not like you're subjected to them without choice.
That's right.
You can make decisions, and that's where the marketplace comes in.
You make the decision to look at them.
Correct.
Not they're blasted at you.
Correct.
That's not
Correct.
the case.
Yeah. So this has to be a larger conversation. And on our other conversation, Kim Strassel's piece in the Wall Street Journal, I recommend for everyone. Remarkable point about the nature of what's happening with the Attorney General Barr and with the Democrats.
She's nailed the turning point perfectly.
She has indeed.
Tammy, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy that weekend, please.
Thank you.